What's up guys, Jared here, back with another video. If you are new to the channel, my name is Jared. I am a professional drum teacher. That's what I get to do for a living. It's super cool. I get to teach drum lessons here in my private studio and also make YouTube lessons like this and sell online drum courses. So recently I've been teaching a lot of my students about the Steely Dan Asia record that came out in 1977, and specifically I've been highlighting two songs, Home at Last and Peg. Okay, and the transcriptions for these two grooves and the interactive practice links are actually in the description of the video. If you want to just click them, print them off, practice along, you can do that. So all the notation you're going to see in this video you can find down below. So today I'm actually going to teach you how to play these two legendary Steve Gadd grooves, okay? And if you are not familiar with the Asia record, you need to go learn it. Every aspiring musician, in my opinion, needs to know this record, okay? There's 7 songs on the record. Josie is my favorite one. That's the final track on the album, but you've got Asia, which features Steve Gadd's legendary drum solo performance, okay? And then these are the two other super popular songs, Home at Last and Peg. All right, so let's start with Peg, okay? This is the groove I played at the opening of the video just a moment ago. I'm going to demonstrate it for you again, and then I'm going to just break it down. So here's how it sounds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this groove is in 4/4, and the kick and snare outline are really simple. We've got a snare backbeat on 2 and 4, and we've got a kick drum hit on 1, and then the end of 3. So boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba. Okay, pretty easy, right? The magic of this groove is in the right hand and the snare ghost notes. So here's what the right hand is playing. So the general feel and the general vibe of the right hand is an offbeat accent. 1 and 4 and 4 and. That makes the song feel peppy and upbeat. Peg, it will come back to you. Chicka chicka peg, it will come back to you. So if you just struck the hi-hat on the upbeats, along with that kick and snare drum part, it's like doom gats, doom gats. That's the overarching theme of the drum beat that you should hear even after we add in all the details. So here's just upbeats on the hi-hat, so the and syllables, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 4 backbeat on the snare, and then 1 and the and of 3 on the kick drum. So it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3. All right, now let's break down the actual hi-hat part for the song. We're playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So we're playing groups of 2 strokes on the hi-hat on every beat except the 4th beat. We're going to actually play a 3rd hi-hat stroke to land the start and kind of mark the start of each measure. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so if you just played that with the kick and snare part, it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, here we go. Right? So now we got to add in a few more details. Okay, there's 2 more details. We have to add in the snare ghost notes, which are going to be playing the 16th syllable immediately after the backbeat. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and And then we're also going to be playing the E syllables on beats 1 and 3. So it's going to be 1E, 2E, a 3E, 4E, a 1, and a 2E, and a 3E, and a 4E, and a 1E, and a 2E, and a 3E, and a 4E, and a 1E, and a 2E, and a 3E, and a 4E, and a 1E, and a 2E, and a 3E, and a 4E, and a 1. Okay, shoo, that's really tiring to count out loud. All right, sorry, I'm looking at the transcription here to make sure I explain everything accurately. Okay, so if you just add in the snare ghost notes, hi-hat strokes, kick drum, you'll notice there's one missing syllable if you're looking at the notation, one missing detail, the open hi-hat. We're about to cover that. But if you play the groove without the open hi-hat, we'll add in that final detail next. Here's how everything sounds, no open hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Man, does that sound cool or what? Okay, then the final syllable that you need to add in, or the final detail, is on the the last 16th syllable of beat 2. We're going to add in an open hi-hat, so it's like 1E and a 2E and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, and we're going to close the hi-hat on beat 3, so it's like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3. Close the hi-hat. And a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. So if you play the entire groove as it's written, note for note with the song, it's going to sound like this. We'll play it slow and then faster. So here it goes. 1E and a 2E and a here is pet. Okay, now let's pick up the pace a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. All right, so that's how to play peg. Okay, going on to the next groove. This is Home at Last. Okay, this is the 5th track on the record. This is played by Bernard Purdie. This is the Purdie Shuffle. Okay, now this is a halftime shuffle. Do you know what makes halftime halftime? I'm gonna give you a second to answer. What is halftime? What does that mean? Try to articulate it. What do you think? Okay, here's what it means. When we say halftime, we are referring to the snare drum emphasis. Normally we play the snare drum backbeat on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In halftime, that means you only place the snare drum emphasis on beat 3. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It provides the illusion that the music has slowed down, even though it actually hasn't. But you've cut the pulse of the music in half. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, shuffle. The other component of this groove, a halftime shuffle. What is a shuffle? let you try and answer that for a second. So think about it. What is a shuffle? Okay, did you get your guess in? A shuffle is when you play the first and third, or the first and last triplet syllable of each beat. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. So a shuffle is 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. It needs to have that gallop feel to it. And remember, halftime means we place the snare drum where? Yes, on beat 3. So a basic, like the sketch outline of a halftime shuffle should sound like this. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2. And the song is actually a little slower than that. That's too fast. But the Purdie shuffle from Home at Last sounds like this. If you know the song, it's like da-da-dum, ba-da-ba-dum-ba-doo, ba-da-da-dum, ba-doo-doo-doo, ba-doo, ba-da-ba-doo, ba-da-da-dum. All right, so what is that? What is that secret sauce that makes this the Purdie shuffle? Well, we're gonna cover the two components. You've got the ghost notes and you've got the kick drum pattern. So let's start first with the ghost notes, all right? So our right hand, or your hi-hat hand, whatever your dominant hand is playing the hi-hat shuffle rhythm. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1. So we're playing, remember, the first and last triplet syllable of every beat. We're gonna fill in that missing syllable, the second triplet syllable of every beat, with the snare hand. So now you're going to play 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, which is all well and fine, except for we're still having to accent or emphasize the snare drum hit on beat 3, which gives us our halftime feel. You guys are so smart. Tracking with me. Good job. So this is worth practicing on its own, just the hands. You're going to go 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet. So right there is the coordination hurdle, because you got to go let 3 trip, let 3 trip. You're playing the second note of the right hand stroke overlaps with the snare drum backbeat on 3, which is the first hand of 2 strokes on the snare drum hand. It's really tricky. That's what's going to give you issues if you've never played it, so spend your time practicing that. You're going to pretty easily be able to get the single note ghost note. So don't spend too much time on that. Focus on the backbeat part. So hard, okay? So you got to get that down. Just the hand sounds like this. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, here we go. Okay, now we've got to come to the kick drum pattern. The kick drum pattern is 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 3, a 4, a 1. So every time we've got the little stutter note that rolls into the next measure, a 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1, but the second measure has that added kick drum syncopation on the last triplet syllable of the first beat, a bum bum, a bum bum. Okay, It's also worth noting that the groove does not stay exactly like this all the way throughout the tune. It does have some variation to it, and that's the beauty of this style of music, is you're not locked into playing exactly note for note the same pattern over and over again, but as a general groove to start practicing and a groove to identify as the Purdie shuffle, this is what you need to learn. And then you can, add in an extra kick drum note here, leave one out there, put in extra ghost notes, whatever. It's totally fine. Okay, so let's play this nice and slow, the full groove, shuffle pattern on the hi-hat, half-time feel, snare, emphasis on beat 3, with the ghost notes and the kick drum groove. Then we're going to talk about one final detail that you can add to make this sound even more like Bernard Purdie. Okay, so here we go, really slow half-time shuffle. Try playing it with me. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, here we go. Right, now let's try to get a little closer to song tempo. Ba-do-da, ba-do-do, ba-do-do-do-do, ba-do-do-do-do, 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. And that's the fill you'll hear over and over in the song. It's just a quarter triplet with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, ba, ba, dun, da, dun, dun, dun. And notice you want to try and move your body in rhythm with the music. Don't be stiff playing this groove. Even if you play the notes correctly, it's not gonna feel right. Okay, you've got to move and get the vibe of the song. Okay, the last detail to discuss about this song is that Bernard Purdie, in the choruses, he's basically tapping his foot, hi-hat foot, on a quarter note pull, so 1, 2, 3, 4, without moving his hi-hat or his right hand strokes away from the hi-hat. So it's like you're still doing the shuffle pattern, but you're just tapping your foot underneath. Here's the key. You don't want to think about trying to like play an open hi-hat stroke, because that's not the vibe. It's different. It's like you want to think about just continuing the right hand shuffle motion unaltered, unchanged, and you want to add tapping the hi-hat foot underneath on quarter notes. It's very weird if you've never done it before. It's almost like it needs to be just a subconscious thing that you add in. So you get the groove going, and then you add in the quarter pulse. All right, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this drum lesson. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Also, click the links in the description for those interactive practice links. Okay, you can see the notation. These are Groove Scribe files. That's the Mike Johnston website, the Groove Scribe. It's like a beat player. It's really cool. I use this with my drum students all the time. And also see if check out the description for my latest course sales as well if you want to support the channel. All right, thank you guys so much. I will see you in the next one. Peace.